Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for October of 2022. We are just going to jump right in here, as always, Pisces, and we are going to look at your general energies for the month in this first row right here. I'm using the Tarot of the Mystical Moments, by the way, if you're wondering what deck this is. We're going to look at the unexpected in the middle row that could be coming in for you right here. And then we are going to look at the good stuff that could be coming in for you right here. And it doesn't matter what shows up here. It's going to be positive no matter what. We are also going to pull 5 main themes here for you this month. And we'll take those together because why not? And on top of that, we are going to pull 3 yes, no, maybe cards at the end. So Pisces, I kind of get this feeling of like a wormhole. It's almost as if there's kind of like a quantum jump that is happening in your life. I kind of feel like this is a reward for something difficult that you've gone through here, kind of like in this part of the reading. So it's almost as if you're being rewarded. I feel that some of you don't realize that you've passed a test here with this energy. I don't think it's like a test. Like, I don't think it's like the universe has tested you here. I kind of feel like you stood up for what you believe in. You have this tall tale card. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, obviously, you could be coming off of a breakup or separation or someone who lied to you. You have the 9 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords here. So definitely some sort of breakup. Could have been a third-party situation. The thing is, Pisces, I feel like you always knew about this situation. Again, I'm not criticizing you here. I'm not coming at you. Trust me, I've done it. I just think that maybe you were looking at a situation as being much better than it actually was, or maybe you told yourself in your head that this person was serious, but I kind of feel it was like a little bit of an illusion, and I do feel there could have been lies going on in this situation. Again, for me, I just feel like this is confirmation for you here, Pisces, in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, and again, the reading gets a lot better. So, this is something that's already happened. If this story is for you, if that story is not for you, I feel like this is talking about not doubting something based off a past experience. Could be love. So again, maybe you had a negative past experience, and someone new is coming in here. 4 of Wands, Lovers, 2 of Cups. Are you kidding me? Very good for love, but to me, you have this between two worlds card. So it's like there's still some transitioning happening. So it doesn't look like you're going to be rushing into anything anytime soon. Maybe you're talking to a person or meeting a person at this time. But again, I wouldn't rush in this situation. But again, if it's not love, it could be business. Again, and I would say don't judge, especially now. It's like, the chickens are coming home to roost in a good way for you, Pisces. Your seeds are going to be sprouting, especially next year. We have Jupiter going into your second. It is not time to give up, right? 9 of Wands. Do not give up. You have the 9 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords here. Again, I do feel like you are wounded or you have experienced some wounds. You see all these wounds that are on her here, Pisces. I feel like some of you are doubting love or whether you're going to find it. I feel, again, I just feel you always knew the truth of a situation. I'm a Pisces. I totally get it. I idealize situations personally, right? It's like I get into a relationship. I see all the best parts of it. I think it's like going to be great. And then I always get hurt, right? And I'm sure you're the same because you are a Pisces as well. But I feel like this is saying, don't stop being that Pisces. It's funny. I said this in a video the other day. I wasn't even talking about love. I was just talking about business. How, it's like I always enter into situations and I think, oh my God, this is going to be so amazing. I'm going to make $1 billion and blah, blah, blah. Like I come up with all these ideas and it never happens, right? Although lately there have been times where I have been right about what I'm thinking, and it's like started to give me more confidence. It's like, maybe 9 times out of 10 I'm wrong, but that one time that I am right about something, it makes it totally worth it. And I kind of feel that for you here, Pisces, where look at this. I mean, you have the 9 of Wands, but 4 of Wands to Lovers, 2 of Cups here, and the 6 of Pentacles. I feel like someone breadcrumbed you in the past, but it looks like to me you're, meeting a person who is going to just, blow everything out of the water. Really, I feel this reading, could be talking about you blowing yourself out of the water as well. It's almost like I feel this energy of you being sucked through kind of like a wormhole. Like I said, it's almost like there's a quantum leap here. And I kind of feel like you won't be seeing the results maybe, I'm getting April. It's like you're going to be seeing results from now till April, but I really feel like in the month of April, there are going to be some kind of very, very big, and I'm talking about next year, clearly. I feel there are going to be some big results coming in for you, especially in work or business. You have the Four of Swords. Take as much time as you need to heal, rest, relax, recover with this Four of Swords for sure. Again, you have the Three of Swords here. I kind of feel like you were always in your head. Here's the thing. Is like you could be very hurt, but I feel like you were always in your head about this person. Ten of Swords, Six of Pentacles. And I feel like they could have been giving to two the whole entire time. And it's like you knew it, but you doubted yourself. And, again, I don't want to sound like a hard ass here, but I would say don't doubt yourself. I feel like you knew kind of like what was going on this whole time. And so you're definitely, this is a pretty bad looking Three of Swords, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but, at the same time, I feel like there's like bigger and better things coming in for you here. I'm going to clarify with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, by the way. I love this deck, and so that's why we're going to use it. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Flattery card. It's almost like there is this situation that has been where both people were facing opposite directions, but maybe in your head you thought you were facing the same direction, going in the same way. Definitely could have been dealing with a person with Gemini in their chart, I'm getting, of course, but I think you wanted something to grow and it just didn't. I'm getting like major duality vibes here. It's almost like you're going to be experiencing the total opposite. Again, you have the Between Worlds card, total opposites, going from black and white to color on that card. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like you had to experience that, the resistance, so you could figure out like what you want. And I kind of feel this is going to be happening much quicker than you realize. And with the Four of Swords, you have this Seduction card. Again, someone could have been, this could have been just like a seduction thing for this person if you've been hurt recently. But I'm telling you right now, Pisces, this is talking about abundance. Jupiter is about to retrograde back into Pisces, and this card is Jupiter in Pisces. Obviously, it's not going to be staying in Pisces. It's going to be moving back into Aries at the end of the year. I've been talking about this all year because, again, it's kind of funny. When Jupiter's in your sign, maybe not a lot happens. You could experience more attention, more growth, things like that, but money-wise and things like that. But then when it hits your second, I'm telling you right now, this is going to be good. And, I feel like you really need to kind of trust yourself here with that card. And again, let go of past hurts. Maybe you're starting to not trust yourself because, again, maybe you idealize love situations. You think they're going to be better than they actually are. I feel like this was a big one that really hurt you here, is what I'm getting. And you could be being triggered by this right now at the time of me doing this reading. But, with the Three of Swords, you have this intuition card. So I feel like you've learned to trust your intuition. I feel like if nothing else, this connection has taught you that you are right. It's like, you have that tall tale card. So someone could have been telling lies, of course. But I feel this is saying that you have learned that you should trust yourself. And yeah, someone was in their ego. This card just popped out. So I feel like someone was in their ego. They just wanted to win. I don't even think, again, I feel like someone couldn't even see themselves with you here with that Flattery card in the first place, whether they said they wanted to be with you or not, right? They just, I think they thought it was too good to be true is what I would say here. So I don't know, this person screwed themselves is what I'll say, Pisces. But I would focus on the wormhole that you are jumping through. Here it is, right here. In the area of the unexpected, you have this Between Worlds card. And you can see that this flamingo is between worlds, going from black and white to color. I feel this is like a major leveling up for you, Pisces. You have several cards that really represent stepping through a portal here. The Four of Wands, even the Moon card. There's normally two pillars on the Moon card, and going, the Four of Wands is basically like two pillars, right? With that kind of finish line at the top. So you're leveling up in a big way, and I feel like you're getting a lot of attention. I do feel a major, here's the thing. I think you're going to start hearing people, and I would just ignore it, plain and simple, but I literally feel that you could be hearing people say like, oh, they got lucky, or, oh, someone gave them money. Like, you know what I mean? It's like people might be selling your accomplishments short, but I just wouldn't even listen to it because, I feel like they haven't seen all the hard work that you put in to the things that you work on. You have the Four of Wands, the Moon, and the Ten of Swords. Again, I would do as much healing as you possibly can. I do feel like something could be like dominating your thoughts, especially if you're like the Wounded Warrior with that Nine of Wands. No stinking thinking for sure. You could be thinking like, oh, I'll never find love. I'll never be successful in business. Never, never, never. If you're saying those words, I would stop with the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is something being dead done over with. I feel like you're, it's like, again, you could be sad about this, but also happy at the same time. You're showing up in the center here as yourself. This really puts you in a position of power and strength. I feel that, showing up as the Moon, it kind of puts you more in a withdrawn position, and it kind of maybe makes you more like hermit mode-ish, right? I don't know if that's a word, but I just made it up. And so I feel like you're kind of like more in hermit mode maybe this month. Again, I'm going to do the mid-monthlies. I'm going to do the October bonus where we cover the major astrological events as well this month, of course. So we'll see what comes up. But what I would say is I kind of feel more of a hermit energy. Is this a bad thing? No, because I think you're stacking the dollars here, Pisces, judging by this reading, is what I would say to you. You also have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a card of marriage. So, and some of you could be meeting someone that you will marry. Again, it's interesting that they're showing up in your future position. Lovers, Two of Cups. Someone very different than your usual type. And I feel like they're different than your usual type because you don't have to make any sacrifices for this person is what I'm getting with this energy. I feel like this is a very fair and balanced connection. It's kind of funny because I'll show you in a minute, but there's a person standing on the end of that spout on that tea kettle. And I was kind of looking at it as like a judge, like he almost looks like he has a black robe on, that guy on that. And I'll show you over here in a minute. But, just kind of interesting. I kind of feel like this is like a birds of a feather thing. I think maybe that you could be looking at past connections and kind of saying, wow, like I've really lost some great connections. But really, I feel that something that's coming in for you is so much better that it's just not even funny. It's like I feel it's two people who are very, very similar in some ways. It's like you're different, but similar. I feel you have maybe just like similar ideas about life. Maybe you come from very different backgrounds, but, again, maybe really you kind of resonate at the same level, if that makes sense with this Lovers card. I also feel like that Four of Wands, I feel very drawn. Like I feel like I'm being pulled forward, solar plexus chakra. Again, I feel some sort of quantum leap that's coming in for you between now and April. I would say it strikes me as something that you're working on. So I'd say if you're working on any new projects, any new businesses, any, right? I would say that there's a quantum leap here. What I would encourage you to do as well is I feel like I really see you building things up. Like, look at this. I don't want to go on and on about this, Pisces, but, it's almost as if there's like multiple levels to this building, obviously. That's right here. And it's really popping into my head that I feel like you're building a lot of things in your life, but I feel like there's a very strong need to focus. Like, it's funny, I just did a reading the other day. I was talking about how, like, I start, like, years and years and years ago, I started breaking things down into quarters. I always have, like, a lot of ideas, but I would never focus on just one idea, right? I would, like, jump around. So then what I started saying is like, okay, just every quarter of the year for 3 months, I'm just going to work on this one thing. If it works, great. If not, I'm going to move on to the next thing. And you know what happened? I started getting like a hell of a lot more accomplished. And so I feel like you're building a lot, but I feel it would be extremely beneficial for you to kind of like break it down into quarters or months or something like that. So you might have a lot of business ideas, but I feel like this is saying get one going, come up with a system, and then move on to the next, or like whatever you're working on, doesn't matter. I feel this is saying like get one thing moving and then go on to the next thing. With the Four of Wands, you have this endurance card. I'm telling you right now, see, like, here's the thing. I've said this to you before. I'm going to say it to you again. I feel like you can't be beat, Pisces. I feel like people can't understand how, like, you are so unstoppable. And, I mean, to me, this is Pisces in general, right? I feel like we are just like the little engine that could, right? In a lot of ways. I feel that people don't necessarily understand how we're able to accomplish so much, how we're able to get so much done, how we're able to never give up. And, even if this is a past person here, maybe they thought you would be super down about the situation or whatever, come crawling back. But I don't think so, Pisces. I feel like you have a lot of endurance and like you're not giving up. I feel like you're only getting stronger. With the Moon card here, you have this generosity card, exactly what I was talking about being idealistic. It's like, I always get tons of comments from people that are like, like, oh, I'm going to make this next person pass all these tests and things like that in a relationship. I'm like, that's a great way to have more terrible relationships, right? But I feel like you're never like that. I feel like you enter everything with your whole heart and you really give everything. And I kind of feel like that's paying off now. And again, maybe you are idealistic at times where you think things are better than they actually are. And maybe you ignore your intuition at times. But at the same time, I feel like this is saying, you know what? I feel like you're making the decision that you're not going to stop. It's like I said, I made this decision years ago. I said, you know what? Maybe I do get hurt because I'm idealistic sometimes, but also it makes me a good person, not to toot my own horn here. So, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to stop being like this. I'm not going to stop giving in situations, right? With the Ten of Swords, you have this Sun in Pisces. This card says vision. Damn, Pisces. I'm telling you right now, it's like you saw something that hurts. I feel like you saw it before it happened. You knew, right? But look, the sun is coming up on the back of this card. And also, with that Ten of Swords, the sun is coming up on the back of the card. I always say the Ten of Swords hurts, but Ten of Swords represents a blessing. So I feel like if there was an ending to a relationship, it could have been a spiritual blessing. It's kind of funny because, we go from, Pisces, basically the fall, to Aries, which is like the rise, the starting again of the zodiac. So, kind of interesting. I feel like maybe you could be going through some withdrawn energy right now, but it's like you're about to enter into this rising energy is what I feel. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Boots card. It says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. And you also have this Pin card. It says new job or career. Love it. So definitely really good for finances. Like I said, it's kind of interesting. You don't have any financial cards, other than the Six of Pentacles. But, and I haven't even looked at these cards over here, but I kind of feel this energy of you really increasing your efforts in work. And that's why I said that at the beginning of the reading. And I feel like there is like a lot more money coming in for you, which is nice. And again, I feel like life is becoming more vibrant with that Between Worlds card. You have the Lovers, the Two of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. Again, definitely new love coming in for you. I feel like this person brings you joy and happiness. I kind of feel like you're in this receptive mode, Pisces. I feel like you're no longer, it's not like you're not going to give in situations, like I said, but I feel like you're more, maybe you have realized that you're always giving, so maybe you're allowing someone to come to you. I kind of feel like you're in this receptive mode. See how she's kind of like leaning in to that bird there? I almost feel like you are the bird, right? We were talking about being idealistic. Bluebirds represent happiness and joy, and I feel like you're almost allowing someone to come in for you. I feel like you could be attracting a person who's going through kind of like a change as well, very similar changes to you. I feel like they have very similar ideas. It's kind of interesting as well because I'm getting something about travel. I'm not saying this is long distance, but I feel you could almost be attracting a person you travel with is where I'm going with this. So it's like you could be attracting a person where maybe you kind of like go off and try to find your place where you want to live. Maybe you just travel together. I don't know. This feels very, very good to me. I also feel like there's something elegant about this person. That's like the word that's popping into my head, which is kind of weird. But I feel like there's like a certain level of fanciness. Like, see how he has this top hat on? I feel like whatever, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracting here. I feel like there's something very, like, I feel like they're very like classy. They have like some sort of, there's something classy about this person. I mean, they might not be 100% classy, but I feel like there's like something that this person does that is very classy. I feel like that you're becoming more confident here as well. I don't know, I'm getting a lot here. I feel like you're becoming more confident. I feel like someone else is like becoming more confident, and that's what's matching up here, Pisces, and here you go. Two of Cups, normally these two are meant to look very different. They look kind of like twins on this card here, and so, kind of interesting. They're kind of like similar but different. On the traditional Two of Cups, they're meant to look different. They're meant to be two totally different people. That's the whole point of the Two of Cups. So I feel like you could be attracting a person who's different than your usual type. I just feel like this person doesn't have trauma is really what's popping into my head. I feel like you're not going to be the trauma sponge for this person here, Pisces. And here you go. You have the Six of Pentacles. So I feel like this is much more balanced. You see, as I was talking about, there's this guy right here. He almost looks like a judge. That's how he popped into my head. So I feel like there's a person that's kind of like balancing things out. This, like, it's almost as if the scales are being tipped in your favor. I also feel like there's more fairness coming in for you in work. Like if you feel like you haven't been getting paid your worth or your value, I kind of see this as like universal rebalancing as far as your work or your business is concerned. And I definitely like that. With the Lovers, you have this Revenge card. Do not be thinking like this, Pisces, is what I would say to you. You might, here's my thing about this card, is you see how this person is big and this person is small. I feel if you're dealing with a love situation, just move on with peace. I always think that it's best to do that. Again, one of my favorite people of all time, Esther Hicks, says, if you're leaving a person broken, then you're just creating more brokenness in the world, right? So we have to go in peace and we have to provide closure, whatever we have to do to move on. And then we need to say, okay, like, she calls it coming up with a list of positive aspects. So it's like, what positive things did you see in that person where you can just focus on those positive things? Don't focus on the negative, all the bad stuff they did, right? Lying, cheating, stealing, whatever's going on here. Clearly something, third party. And, maybe they lied to you the entire time you were together, and I definitely feel that's true, but what I would say here is, like, what are the positives, right? And I feel like that's what you need to focus on here, with this energy is what I would say to you. It's kind of funny as well. There's like a person, there's like two people making love here, Pisces, and there's like a sun and a moon. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, right here. So again, I feel like you could be attracting a person who's very different than your usual type. And again, I feel like this is how you're being seen. So, I feel like this is not necessary, is what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like you're the bigger person. I feel like this could almost be them coming back in the future as well. Wouldn't surprise me if this person tries to come back. Although, I feel like you're done. I feel like this person has tried to come back, and I feel like you're over it. With the Two of Cups, you have the ostentation card. Again, don't brag. This is about being ostentatious. In this deck, it's kind of like a good, bad card. I do like this energy. I feel like you could be like attracting a lot of abundance and all this other stuff. But I feel like it's saying like be careful of showing off. And again, like, you know, if someone comes back to apologize or whatever, you know, I would just be cordial. Let's put it that way. With the Six of Pentacles, you have this restlessness card. Again, I feel like you could be feeling restless with this energy, but this right here is Hermes, and this is a staff of Hermes. So Mercury retrograde, number 1. But I feel that there could be kind of like a need to tap into your spiritual side, a need for you to kind of listen to your inner voice with this energy. This could be through meditation, walking, exercising is popping into demand. All those things would be really good for you. Next, we're going to look at the 5 main themes for you. You do have this teardrops card. It says great personal sorrow. We've already talked about this. I do feel like you're very sad about a situation, but at the same time, I feel like you're moving on from this situation. I feel like you're done, honestly, shedding tears over this. I feel like this hurt you deeply, but I also feel that whatever you've been through, you're kind of moving on. You have this man card. I always clarify these people cards, and so it could be any person that you're dealing with here. It doesn't have to be a man. Take it how it resonates. It says dealings or relationships with a man, and you also have this box card. It says you will receive a gift. I kind of feel that there's a person coming in for you, and again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. It could be any person, and I feel like they come bearing gifts. I feel like maybe their love language is gift giving, or maybe they're just I feel like they're a very giving person. Again, I feel like this is something you haven't experienced, where you could be, maybe you're a little bit skeptical. Because again, I feel like you just are so used to giving that maybe you're not used to kind of like having a person that gives to you. I also just feel, regardless of whether or not this is love, I feel like you could be receiving gifts in general. Next, you have this basket card. It says recognition, reward for merit. So definitely a lot of success coming in for you. Like I said, I kind of feel financial success. I also feel that there's just more abundance available to you. You're going to have to work towards it, of course, Pisces, but that's pretty much all I feel here, just in general. You have this tortoise card. It says slowly but surely getting ahead. You also have this chain of events that will affect your life. I'm getting a million things here. I feel for some of you that maybe you were tied or bound or felt stuck to a person, and maybe it was just like a round and round cycle. And I feel that you're being protected with this tortoise card from this person or from the situation. For others, I feel like the chain of events, like I feel like things have been very slow. But what I'm getting on this chain, like I feel like in work and business, what you've been working towards, very slow growth, or things have been slow or taken time. And that's part of this heartbreak here. Maybe you're just like sick and tired of things not going your way. You come up with an idea for your business or your job or your career, and it's almost as if it doesn't ever go your way. What I feel like this is saying is that these chains, it's almost as if they're being linked together. Everything you've done is adding up, and I feel that's what's pulling you forward. Again, I get this feeling of like jumping through a wormhole. You know, like I said, if you know, it's like you're going from one point in space to another very, very quickly here. But is it quickly? I would say no. This has taken years. I feel like this is like years and years and years of, you know, personal development, hard work, focusing on yourself, doing the work in the first place with that endurance card. Again, you've had the endurance. And so don't listen to people that say, oh, they got lucky or whatever. It's like, no, this took you a very long time, Pisces. You have this pig card. It says beware of greed. So again, I would just be careful of being too much of a show off. I highly, highly doubt that you would. You're a Pisces. Typically Pisces, you know, when they're positive, aren't show offs. But with that ostentation card, again, I feel like there's no reason to rub something in someone's face or anything like that. And again, if someone's coming back to apologize or whatever, you know, forgive and move on is what this is saying to me. But pretty good month for you, Pisces. I feel like this is going in a good direction. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month. Hey Pisces, sorry, I realized that I forgot to pull you 3 yes, no, maybe cards. So this is the Cancer reading. Just to ignore this because I want to be able to put this at the end of your video. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3 right here. You might want to watch a Cancer reading. It was kind of similar to your reading if you have Cancer, if you're dealing with a Cancer. But 1, 2, 3, like I said, ignore this spread that's here right now. I just forgot to do it. For question number 1, you have the King of Swords. I feel like you're detaching from a situation or someone's gone cold on you here with the King of Swords. I feel like this person's very determined as well. So I feel like you're dealing with a very determined energy. I kind of feel like it's your energy that's very determined to be successful. Interesting. For question number 2, I would say no, delays, hangman, so no. Even though that is your energy, I feel like saying no. And for question number 3, I would say that I feel like some of you, I feel like you could, again, based off your reading, from what I remember, you could be going through a heartbreak. I feel like there's something much better coming in for you. There's 2 cups behind you with this bridge and this castle over here. I always say that he needs to be grateful for these 2 cups. It's like he's lost his taste for wine. So I feel like some of you have definitely lost your taste for something that you once enjoyed, but there's something so much better coming in for you. And I feel like you need to realize that, Pisces. But pretty good. Like I said, your reading was actually very positive. Again, I feel like quantum leap, quantum jump. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.